Detectives have been an integral part of the entertainment industry from the very beginning, captivating audiences with the intrigue and mystery of crime solving, be it on television or in movies. This ranking features the top 15 detectives, based on skill, charisma, entertainment value, and pop culture impact. There are certain rules to be followed. The list only includes normal people who solve crimes, and not spies, vigilantes, superheroes, monster hunters, or investigative journalists. Jake Peralta, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. The Nine-Nine's ace detective, Jake Peralta, was trained by someone who looked like Frank Pembleton and was always seeking his approval. Although he was a gregarious goofball who cosplayed as John McClane, he was also equally perceptive and competitive, solving cases both small, the precinct's Secret Santa, and unsolvable, thanks to his knowledge of 95 Jordans and the Backstreet Boys, and once deduced that a murderer and a murderee had switched roles. Gil Grissom, CSI, Crime Scene Investigation. William Peterson's cerebral whimsy made Gil Grissom the ideal brainiac for a new decade of non-toxic nerd cool in CSI, Crime Scene Investigation. With a bottomless toolkit of high technology, Grissom was the perfect forensic investigator with serene laboratory confidence that big brains would fix everything. Theo Kojak, Theodopoulos, Theo, Kojak had style in spades. With his velour fedora, Tootsie Pop, and one-liners like, "Who loves ya, baby?" the New York City detective lieutenant, fashion icon kept the streets safe with a gruff, no-nonsense attitude for 5 seasons on Kojak, and a series of TV movies. Clarice Starling, The Silence of the Lambs. Jodie Foster's Clarice Starling is one of film's greatest detectives. She defies expectations from the start, sent in to get insight from legendary cannibal Hannibal Lecter, Anthony Hopkins, to help hunt a serial killer. She deftly maneuvers his mind games while using his knowledge to suss out the real identity and motives of Buffalo Bill. Inevitably going toe-to-toe with the perp, her quick thinking and faster reflexes end with the killer dead and Buffalo Bill's next victim safe and sound. If you're enjoying this video countdown of the top 15 detectives and movies, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss a video like this again. And if you're really liking what you see, give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below telling us who your favorite movie detective is. Adrian Monk, Monk. Tony Shalhoub's portrayal of Adrian Monk, a genius with preternatural crime-solving capabilities who is crippled by OCD, multiple phobias, and grief over the death of his wife, earned him 3 Emmys. Monk's obsession with details and photographic memory enabled him to parse a crime scene with uncanny acuity, bringing a unique blend of pathos and humor to each case. Benoit Blanc, Knives Out Films. Benoit Blanc, known as the world's greatest detective, is one of the newer sleuths to enter the pantheon of PIs, created by Rian Johnson. Played by Daniel Craig with a Kentucky Fried Foghorn Leghorn drawl, Blanc is both disarming in his gentility and deceptively brilliant. He uses his southern hokum as a means to enmesh himself with the suspects of a case. Blanc is dry, a snappy dresser, deeply kind to those he trusts, and inadvertently hilarious in his more bumbling aspects. He's a Renaissance man who can dissect a case with the precision of a surgeon, with friends like Stephen Sondheim and Angela Lansbury. Whether he's spinning a metaphor about a donut hole or consuming Jared Leto's hard kombucha, Blanc's quirky personality and sleuthing skills always leave us proclaiming, Halle Berry. Frank Drebin, The Naked Gun. Lieutenant Frank Drebin, the old-school gumshoe with metaphorical gum stuck on his shoe, had the clumsiest touch in Los Angeles, but he delivered Midas results, lucking into the big break of whatever case he was bumbling his way through. Played to absurdist deadpan sublimity by the late Leslie Nielsen, Frank Drebin was always oblivious to the era and trouble that he was in, evolving from the straight man in the Police Squad series to the clueless, clownish, and insensitive grizzled detective. He scored not with brilliant deductions but by upending cliches. He may not have been the sharpest light bulb in the toolbox, but Frank Drebin was pure squad goals. Mystery Inc. Scooby-Doo. The teen paranormal detectives of Mystery Inc., also known as Scooby-Doo, are undoubtedly the most hardworking in their field. The diverse team, consisting of Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, and their talking dog, Scooby-Doo, have spent over 50 years solving some of the spookiest cases in film and television. Their signature combination of quick wit, clever traps, and a few Scooby snacks have consistently led them to success. The Mystery Gang has faced everything from fish monsters to phantoms, overcoming various supernatural phenomena and unmasking culprits ranging from disgruntled neighbors to jewel thieves. However, their teamwork, comical antics, and willingness to assist others in need, including the likes of the Harlem Globetrotters, Simple Plan, and Supernatural's Sam and Dean Winchester, are what have captured the hearts of both new and old audiences. Lenny Briscoe, Law and Order. Jerry Orbach's Lenny Briscoe is the most iconic among all the detectives who have put in their fair share of legwork in Law and Order. Briscoe appears as if he stepped straight out of a New York police precinct and onto the show's set. Orbach joined the series in its third season, replacing the departing Paul Sorvino. Briscoe, a senior detective, played by Orbach for 12 seasons until his death in December 2004. Briscoe was a man who had seen it all, and his sharp one-liners were a testament to his world weariness. He had more regrets than he could fit into a bottle of bourbon but worked hard to be the best detective he could after years of being off the wagon. Despite his cynical attitude towards crime in the big city, Briscoe never lost his drive to ensure that justice was served and the guilty were punished. Inspector Jacques Clouseau, the Pink Panther movies. Inspector Jacques Clouseau is undoubtedly not the best detective in the business, but he is an absolute joy to watch. This iconic Frenchman is the epitome of a clumsy detective, whose lack of skill is matched only by his talent for causing destruction. While he may ultimately solve your case, first, he will overlook obvious clues, irritate his superiors, and shatter anything fragile within a 1-mile radius. You're in trouble if you own a priceless Steinway. Luther. Idris Elba's Luther constantly grapples with the question of how far one should go to capture a monster, and at what point does the line between right and wrong begin to blur. As a self-destructive detective, Luther often finds himself in morally and ethically ambiguous positions. Although he has unorthodox methods and a tendency to break protocol, he is always brilliant. Once he identifies the killer, it becomes a full-fledged battle until they are brought to justice. His legendary reputation on the police force is well-deserved, and Luther's unique charm makes him a captivating detective to watch, even if his methods are questionable at times. Dale Cooper, Twin Peaks. Kyle MacLachlan's Dale Cooper stands out in a genre filled with tough private investigators and grizzled police detectives. As an FBI agent investigating the murder of Laura Palmer, Cooper's boyish charm and good nature are a refreshing change of pace. He finds pleasure in simple things, like a slice of cherry pie or a great cup of coffee, even as he uncovers dark secrets. While his methods may be unconventional at times, such as throwing rocks at glass bottles or discussing Tibet, his unwavering determination and gentle demeanor serve him well. As he delves deeper into the mystery of Twin Peaks, Cooper's investigations take him into otherworldly realms, where he embraces the unknown with a sense of wonder and excitement. Lester Freeman, The Wire. Lester Freeman may have been an unassuming figure in the Baltimore Police Department, known for his hobbies of creating intricate dollhouse furniture, but he proved to be a vital asset in taking down the city's most notorious drug lords. Portrayed with understated brilliance by Clark Peters, Freeman's expertise in wiretapping and financial records made him a key player in the department's battle against the likes of Avon Barksdale and Marlo Stanfield. Despite being sidelined due to departmental politics, he never lost sight of his mission and was willing to bend the rules to get results. Mulder and Scully. The X-Files. The X-Files' dynamic duo consists of Fox Mulder, the unwavering believer, and Dana Scully, the tough and skeptical medical doctor. Their partnership takes them on a journey across the country to investigate myths, legends, and even aliens. Their chemistry is unbeatable, making them the blueprint for countless other shows. Despite their different approaches, they complement each other perfectly, with Mulder's propensity to jump to extraterrestrial conclusions and Scully's unwavering search for scientific proof. Even when facing insurmountable challenges like serial killers, Sasquatches, and government conspiracies, Mulder and Scully have each other's back. Sherlock and Watson. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. John Watson are an iconic detective duo that has been adapted countless times across film and television. Sherlock, a brilliant but eccentric detective with a penchant for playing the violin and injecting morphine, may be the brain of the duo, but it is his friendship with the loyal Watson that elevates them from good to great. Over the years, different actors have played the roles of Holmes and Watson, including Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce, Peter Cushing and Andre Morell, Jeremy Brett and David Burke, Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman, Johnny Lee Miller and Lucy Liu, and Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. Some adaptations have taken creative liberties, such as portraying Sherlock as a mouse or a garden gnome, or as a grumpy doctor in the show house played by Hugh Laurie. Regardless of the form they take, the Baker Street BFFs are always better together. As Sherlock would say, it's elementary.